This is the Nerd Coalition. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And now, feel the Nerdgasm. January 2023, James Gunn revealed that his new slate for the new DCU. And kicking off the DCU, other than Creature Commando, was a new Superman movie. And we as fans were sitting there, we didn't know which side to go on. We was like, but Henry Cavill is still here. We just seen him in Black Adam. We thought he was coming back. We like Henry Cavill. We got used to the Man of Steel. This is the one that we want. We don't need nobody else. On the other side of the fence saying that we need a new Superman. He's not as caring and doesn't have the humanity like Superman once had. Well, James Gunn said that we're scratching all of that and we're starting new. And we have been waiting for the longest time. We have been going through pictures. We have been going through set photos. We have been going through all types of things. That the teasers came out. And then we was like, what are we going to get from the Superman? Especially when they revealed the actors and all that stuff. And finally, we are finally here in 2025, July 11th, when we are going to review the newest and the first film in the new DCU studios, and that is Superman. Superman starring David Cornsweet as Clark Kent / Superman has got the role, and I'll be honest with you, I was nervous. I was a little nervous about it, and I was going to see, like, what does he have to offer in this? And not only that, we have Rachel Brosnahan, who plays Lois Lane, and then we have Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, and we have another other cast of characters in here that's bringing this new Superman to life. And one thing, it had that old school Richard Donner feel to it. It had that old school Christopher Reeve feel to it. And it was even going back to the red trunks. And I was like, I got used to not having the red trunks, because even the New 52 and Henry Cavill and all that great stuff like that. So me and Prime went to go see it. Not together, but Prime went to go on, premiere day. I went on opening day. And if y'all seen my out the theater reactions to it, I really enjoyed this movie. And Prime was texting me yesterday. He really enjoyed this movie. Prime, am I lying?
Yeah, I liked it. Like, it was good. I mean, I'm not saying it's perfect or anything, but it definitely it's something that if you was waiting on this movie, you should go watch it.
I agree. If we have been waiting for it and we've been sitting there trying to figure out, like, what is this Superman going to bring? So listen, there was a lot of things about this movie that I really enjoyed. There were some things I did not enjoy. It could be nitpicking, but I will have to say off the bat, this has been the most comic book Superman version of a movie, or even the most comic book movie that we have gotten in a while. And what I mean by that is, this is like fresh off the pages of All-Star Superman. This is fresh off the pages of any other kind of like Superman book that you're used to reading, especially like it's giving me Superman Earth 1 books. If anybody ever read Superman Earth 1, it jumps right off the page of the comic book, and it goes back to like the classic, even campiness of Superman, which I will have to say that there are going to be a lot of people who are probably Zack Snyder fans, who are Man of Steel fans, or just casual fans that may not like that. So there's going to be a difference in opinion here, but we're going to get into that. So first off, let me just talk off about the things that I like so far. And the first thing right off the back that I think that we both like was David Cornsweet. David Cornsweet, who plays Superman and Clark Kent, he brings that charm back to Superman. He brings that humility back to Superman. Like, Superman literally wants everything that is living to have a chance to live. Even the damn animals.
Man, that's I want that squirrel scene.
Yeah.
I said, man, you should have.
He said, look, I'm going to do whatever I can. Even the squirrel deserves to live. And once again, now this part of the review, I should put out there, is going to be no spoilers. But then the next part of the review, I'm going to let y'all know when. I'm going to put a spoiler tag up there when we go get the spoilers. But he was saving literally everybody that was breathing had a chance to live, and he was going to do everything in his power to do that. And you're going to have some people that's going to probably not like that, and some people that is going to respect it, but I liked it. Look, I've always said this. When it comes to superheroes, there are 3 superheroes to me that I call mom's apple pie, or that's like a Boy Scout. That is Superman, Cyclops, and Leonardo from Ninja Turtles. Those three are like by the book Boy Scouts, to the point where it's regurgitated because of how annoying and perfect that they try to be. Well, that's what this Superman goes kind of back to. But the one thing I liked about his version of it is he's flawed, and he knows he's flawed. That's what that's what he's trying to illustrate to everybody. That listen, I may be an alien, I may have all these superpowers and these super abilities, but I mess up. I make mistakes, but I get up every day and try to put on my pants one leg at a time, just like you do, and I try to put one foot in front of the other to show y'all that. Huh? What you about to say?
Thanks for quoting the movie.
My listen, they won't know that it just yet. I'm just saying, but he does try. He's not perfect, and I liked how they put that in the forefront. And not only with him just saying that, it's also with the fact that him showing that. Because prior, there was a lot of times in this movie we're like, yo, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, now there's a lot of times where you're like, what? Why are you doing this? First off.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing and why are you doing this?
Yeah, it's kind of like me and Prime can relate to Superman. Before, Superman is such a god-level character that it was hard to relate to. But now it's like, yo, I can relate to him. And that's what he brings to this role. And then we have also Rachel Brosnahan, who plays Lois Lane. Once again, Lois, I like the fact, this is in the trailer, so this is not a spoiler. I like the fact that Lois and Superman, or Clark Kent, how you want to call it, right off the bat, know each other. We're in a relationship right off the bat. We ain't got to sit there and try to fool nobody. They even made jokes about the whole Clark Kent Superman thing. But I like how him and Lois right off the bat. And one of the things I love how they made Lois like the strong-nosed journalist and news reporter that she is in the comics, because even in the beginning, which we see in the trailer, when she's going to interview Superman, she's going to ask him the hard questions, which is actually pushing buttons in him to the point where they have problems in their relationship. And I'm like, hell, it's Superman. Superman don't ever have problems in his relationship. I like that they showed that. It just made it real to me. That
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. To have a problem that you just gonna lead the whole relationship because of what they was talking about, you need more than just help.
Well, yeah, you know what? I see what you're saying there, but I think it wasn't. I don't think it was just the conversation in the interview that made her say those things. I do believe that it was everything that was leading up to it. Because also, it is quite intimidating having feelings for Superman. It's fucking Superman.
Yeah, that is true. And there was also something that happened later that I was questioning. There was something that happened later that I was questioning, like, so, like, do everybody know, or like I was actually kind of questioning it in later.
Yeah,
but we'll get there.
So, also, one of the positive things I'm going to talk about James Gunn a little bit, and the thing is because he shows that he loves the source material. Anybody can make a Superman movie, but he loves the actual source material of what comes within the Superman movie and all the other stuff like that. You can tell he read All-Star Superman. You can tell that he read a lot of Superman comics that inspired him from this. Probably the Earth One Supermans, or some of the ones that just jump out at me, or even the what is the ones from the 1990s? It's going to come to me of the writer who wrote those Superman novels in the 90s. But the John Byrne, is that his name was, who wrote the Superman comics in the 90s? But yeah, you can tell he loves the source material. You can tell James Gunn is a comic book guy, which also gives, which I would say, this is going to be part of my positive and part of my negative. But the positive part about it is he loves source material, which you can it's just right out the page of a comic book. And some things in it, they don't hold your hand to explain anything. If you're not a comic book reader, you don't know who any of these characters are, you're not familiar with DC, they don't hold your hand in this at all. They're like, hey, come on for the ride. This is what it is.
I kind of like that. In a sense, it's like, because they can introduce you to somebody new. Because, like, I know Mr. Terrific, but I don't know. No, like I know he's like one of the smartest people and all that, but I don't know him.
Yeah.
But in here, I'm like, oh yeah, he's good. Like Hawker, like so. It depends on the type of fan. Like some fans want their handheld to know who all these people are.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just want to be along for the journey of what's to come. And I took the higher road of taking the journey of what's to come because it's better not necessarily knowing, but just seeing how they, I guess, make you feel and make you react, even though you don't know nothing about them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you don't necessarily know Guy Gardner is a Green Lantern at first, but then when you see him with the Green Lantern, you're like, oh, okay, so this is what he can do. So it's those type of things that I kind of like for a broad audience. That's why I like to go to the movies with a broad audience because you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, because I can't tell you how many times I got hand claps in the movie theater when I went tonight. And that just brings me to my next thing, which is the Justice Gang, as Guy Gardner is calling it, but also it's like the Justice League that's established in this world already, which introduces to three characters: Mr. Terrific, the Green Lantern, which is the Guy Gardner Green Lantern, and Hawkgirl. First off, I'm gonna say this and get this out the way right now. Here's the thing: when it comes to I am big fans of Green Lanterns. The Green Lantern I hate the most is Guy Gardner. I do not like Guy Gardner Green Lantern at all. I did not like him in the comics. Him and Simon Bass are the two Green Lanterns I hate the most. My favorite Green Lanterns are obviously Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. I know Q-Flow out there, his favorite is Kyle Renner. But I could not stand Guy Gardner. So when I heard he was going to be in this movie, I was like, my eyes literally roll. I think even in the trailer, my eyes roll at that dumbass haircut he got. But, me saying that, Nathan Fillion made me enjoy the character. I was like, I don't know how you did it. And I'm not sitting here saying I want a Guy Gardner movie, but I'm just saying that isn't there, he made me enjoy the character.
I don't want a Guy Gardner movie, but I will be expecting him to show up in Lanterns.
Yes, he has to.
Yeah, well, he has to. What I'm saying, like, I will, like, not just a cameo, like, I would like for him to be in, like, an episode or, you know, whatever, like, a whole episode, not just, like, a cameo and I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know? But when I sent you my message, and I was like, shockingly, I like Guy Gardner. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm used to Jon Stewart and I'm used to Hal Jordan and how they are, but, like, the way he's, like, nonchalant, but also, like, stupid. I don't know, not stupid, but, like...
smart ass. He a smart ass.
Yeah, so the way he's like both of those, I kind of enjoy because, you know, Jon Stewart is like just serious all the time.
Military.
And then you know you got Hal Jordan, who's, you know, basically the same way.
Yeah.
Like you know, so I like how he was able to make me enjoy his character, even though I really don't care about Guy Gardner. So. Honestly, if James Gunn has this way of making characters you never thought you would likable, I like that way he do that. That's why I kind of like when he said he was going to do Creature Commandos and the Authority, because it's kind of like what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, made stuff that you wouldn't really necessarily be watching.
Yeah,
popular.
No, I agree, because also my man Michael Holt, Mr. Terrific, played by L.D. Gathige. He played, now for those who don't remember him, he played in X-Men First Class. He played Darwin. He played Darwin. And I was like, Darwin is a really powerful character, really powerful mutant, and they didn't do him no justice in that movie whatsoever. None. And I was like, listen, I'm glad he came back Mr. Terrific, because Mr. Terrific in this movie is awesome, and look, this ain't gonna spoil it. Mr. Terrific is the one of the Justice Gang members that get the most screen time, and I'm happy for it. We got to see the T-Spears in action, but not only was his action great, not only was the dialogue great, he was one of the funniest people in the movie, and he wasn't even trying to be funny.
I felt like he was just not, I don't want to call it black funny, but like,
yes, that's exactly what it was, Brian. That's exactly what it was.
Black reactions that makes it funny. Yeah.
I have to agree. It's exactly what it was. He was He was black funny.
He had a moment, kind of like how in the Jacksons, like, get in the car. He had a moment like that.
Exactly. I was like, he just had these moments, and his timing was great, and everything he said on screen, he was like the X factor in this whole movie. If anybody else carried everything, it was him. He was on point. He was funny, but not only was he funny, he had the great dialogue. He's actually an important part to helping the whole thing move along. And his action scenes is great. We finally get to see Mr. Terrific on the big screen and seeing them T-spheres in action. It was, for me, seeing Mr. Terrific like that was great. Was so great.
Yeah, I liked seeing him in action. I liked his one scene where he got to, you know what I'm saying, show what he can do.
Yes.
I liked his scene where he could show what he can do and everything. I do want to give I guess this is a shout out to the costume designs of the Justice game, because I'm a person that is all for looking different but being color coordinated at the same time.
Yeah.
I like how they all have the same attire, but it's different to their color.
Yeah, but they had a different forms of it, but they still had the white and the black and the red. I like that.
And the design, like the chest design and everything's the same, but like everything, because like Mr. Terrific, he got different shoes and all that, leather jacket and all, but they all design wise, the lining and everything looks the same. It's just, Guy Guard is on his green, Hawk Girl is yellow, and Mr. Terrific is on his red with minor changes. I like that. It's like, obviously I like when wrestling tag teams wear the same color but they look different, or like, for example, the Jacksons, they all wear different color shirts but they all wear the same bottoms, and so I like stuff like that.
I like things like that too.
Difference. It's a slight difference, but we a team.
Exactly. Also, what I like, Lex Luthor. For those who don't know me, Lex Luthor is one of my favorite villains of all time, and to see him done right on the big screen is great. We went from Gene Hackman to Kevin Spacey to Jesse Eisenberg. So I was like, we need Lex Luthor. Now, when they said Nicholas Hoult was going to play him, I like Nicholas Hoult. I've seen almost a lot of Nicholas Hoult stuff, and I ain't just talking about X-Men. Because if anybody's seen the menu, that's great. So the thing about it was, he had a young look to him, but Nicholas Hoult, you could tell in this movie, is like he wanted to play this role. He really wanted to give it his all and play his role. And even though I felt as though the writing could have been, it was a little sus, I felt as though that they took what it was and he was going to make it everything it was, because he's menacing, he's threatening, he's an asshole, he's a scumbag, he's a dickhead, he's all above.
He's all that, but quick question.
Yeah.
Not saying what happens or whatever, but do you think in other iterations, when we see Lex, is he gonna like put on that muscle be Lex, or is he just gonna be just like how he is here? Because I can see Nicholas Hoult trying to bulk himself up to be like to get in the suit or be like a cockier Lex, because
Yeah, no, I see it because this version of Lex, because this is clearly part of a universe. So we're going to get a Superman 2. We're going to get a Justice League, and we're going to see these characters again. And the reason why I know this felt like a lot like Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor from Smallville, where him and Clark started out as friends first, and then they turned into enemies. It was a young Lex Luthor, because remember, Lex Luthor wants to get away from his last name. That's why, because it was called Luthor Corp, and then he turns into Lex Corp, which is his first name. But in the movie, it's still Luthor Corp. So I can see that this is the first iteration, and I'm not going to spoil what happened, but this is the young Lex Luthor. This is the one that's more animated, more brash, and he's so consumed with hating Superman, where he's like, it's brains over bronze, even though it worked against him. He's going to have to rethink now and really put it to, because he's not the smooth, calculated Lex Luthor from Superman the animated series. You know how it was, the man would sit there and drink some Chardonnay look out the window, wait for Superman to appear behind him. Like, he ain't that Lex Luthor just yet. He still got that, that anger and that bravado, and to the point where it's like, Superman gets under my skin so bad to the point where I would risk myself and everybody else just to get at him. And that's the Lex Luthor he played, and I loved every minute of it.
Yeah, I like the scenes. I like the scenes where he was being, a-hole. I like the scene, especially the scene where they meet for the first time.
Yeah.
Like, meet face to face. Yeah. And he just sitting there. He wasn't drinking Chardonnay, but he was drinking his coffee. And, it's like...
Where's the dog?
Dog?
The dog, loser! You took the dog!
That's right, Eve. Get all of this.
Where's the dog?
Couldn't care less. He could not care less.
Could not care less. And also, I would say, to throw them in here on the good section, what I liked, Crypto. I like Crypto. At first, I didn't think how I was going to like Crypto, but I like Crypto. Now, once again, I'm somebody who loves dogs and had a dog before in my life, and there is some time I just, go in the backyard, or like you said, pat the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel you on that. There are a lot of times I'm just like, all right, bruh. But it's Crypto, and I'm just like, you know what? It ain't Dwayne Johnson Crypto, okay? This is a cool dog Crypto, so I was cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with it too. I like it. Yeah, I like Crypto. I wish that they wasn't so. This is a movie. Crypto is a fake dog. Like, he's a CGI dog.
Yeah.
They took the scene out where I guess he gets punched because they said, "Oh, we don't want to show violence towards dogs."
Yeah. No, I get 100%. My biggest thing is now we got the good out the way. I'm gonna go with some things that I did not like about the movie or suffer, and it could be nitpicking, but no film comes without criticism. And so one of the things is, if you recognize when we were talking about the Justice Game, the one person I did not mention was Hawkgirl. Listen,
yeah, she didn't do much. Yeah.
Like, Hawkgirl was just there. I'm just like, you're not Shayera, okay? You're not the Shayera that Jon Stewart been, chasing after, getting thirsty after. You ain't Shayera. You know what I'm saying? This is not Hawkgirl. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm like, you did nothing. And I hate to say it like that. That's how it felt though. Because even at the big third act fight scene, or the save, whatever it was, she came in there. I was like, you know what it kind of reminded me of? Remember Captain Planet Lika? Wind! And I was like, that's it. That's it. Nothing else.
She did like two things in that last scene. I don't even know if she did one thing. I had to question did she actually do it or not. Which we'll talk about that later.
Exactly. I was just like, sis, okay. So she was a little disappointment for me. Also, one of the ones that Prime brought up, which I saw also, was there is literally maybe 5 minutes of Clark Kent. This movie,
not even.
This movie is straight about Superman. This movie is not even about Clark Kent. Clark Kent gets whatever. And let's say the spoiler. Whatever you see in the trailer is what you got here. That's it.
Whenever you see him with glasses in the trailer, that's it. That's the scene.
That's it. He's barely any Clark Kent. And once again, I understand James Gunn is trying to tell a young Superman story, but also the lack of Clark Kent is like, he's a journalist, you know what I'm saying? Like, Clark is not the world's greatest detective like Batman is, but he's a great journalist also. So I understand that maybe in the second one you want to boost that up a little bit also, but there's very little Clark Kent in here. And also a lot of the side characters that's in here, they kind of are just there for comedic relief. Or like, to me, Wendell Pierce as Perry White, I liked him for the time that was given.
Yes.
But he was
honestly, real quick though, like, I'm not trying to be dismissive. I do want to shout him out for being in two movies this year of DC and Marvel. I would appreciate that.
Yes. If you don't remember, he was in the Thunderbolt / New Avengers. It's been out long enough. Y'all should know what's going on. So, Wendell Pierce was good. Also, but everybody else, like, they had I wouldn't say like Ma Pa Kent. they were like they didn't make them like the Smallville versions of these characters. They made them straight country farmers.
They made them straight bumpkins, basically.
Yeah,
Don't know how to work a
straight
phone.
bumpkins. I was just like, I like it, but then again, I kind of don't a little bit. And I was like, I don't know. That to me is a nitpick. I felt this. I was like, I don't know. I like my mom and pop Kent just a little bit more. Know what the hell's going on. I should say.
I like to at least know how to work a phone. At least
you know what I'm saying. Like I'm like just at least know what the hell is going on a little bit.
Know how to work a TV. Know what a TV is. Anyway, all right. I have a bad I don't like that I dislike, and that was the resolution of something that happens.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna just say something happens in the movie, and it's just like, oh, everything's okay. Like. Not only did y'all, not only did y'all halfway fixed it, but like they even showed that you know what? I know we're not at the spoilers. I'm just gonna say there's something that happens to a building. They show the building. Yeah. And then when the thing re-happens to the building, the building's not put back together. Building is just pushed together.
It's just there.
Made me so mad because they were celebrating the whole.
And you're like, there's shit that still got to be done here, y'all. I get that. I definitely get that. And there another. I can't say a flaw, but there is. Well, first of all, Molecule Man doesn't get that much time in here. I mean, he does have a important role, and I'm just saying, but it just to me he was decent, but he can be forgettable, to be honest with you. But I was going to say when it comes to the action for the story type thing, when I say like I said in my pro where I like the comic book aspect of writing the comic book, that could be a negative also, because if anybody who has read a comic book, you can turn the page. It can be easily just a calm moment, and then bam, monsters in the street, and you're like, where they come from? Why are they here? And what the hell is going? It's just like there's no explanation for them. They're just here, and I seen that happen a lot when it came to like what Luther had in the bag and what he was putting out there. I'm like, it was just big threat after big threat coming. And it was like there was really no explanation for it. It was like it just felt like read off a comic book. That's what happens in comic books. So I get it, but for some people, they're not gonna fuck with that. And I get why they may feel that way, but they're not gonna bang with it like that. And I get it. So I'm not mad at them for feeling that way. But trust me when I say I feel where you coming from on that note. So those are things I was picking on. Now the rest is before we get there. That's gonna be in spoiled territory. But so right now, overall, I felt as though that this is a great time in the theater. I recommend. It was worth the wait. I appreciate everything that they did with. There's 2 post-credit scenes. There's there's a mid-credit and there's one all the way at the very end. I will make sure you guys go here and check the thing out. It's really, really done well. James Gunn has the DCU in good hands. I'm excited to see what comes next. And honestly, I just would like the whole slate, because I really want to see now the world building, so we can go into like that first new Justice League movie. Because right now, the Zack Snyder version, not Josh's League, the Zack Snyder version of Justice League is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. That whole 4-hour run is one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. So I really want to see what James Gunn can do with his version of the Justice League. So Prime, in our ranking system, how would you rank Superman?
I'm gonna say you can catch this at a barbershop. No, I'm joking.
Oh wow! I was about to say, bro, you drew.
No, I say go see it. Like, you gotta go see it. I'm not gonna say rush out. Well, it depends on your fandom. Not even a Superman, just the superhero movies or movies in general, because it can stand up as a regular movie, not even superhero related. Which small rant, not really, but small rant. I kind of like to go back to the time where the movies can be regular movies and superhero movies. Like Superman. Superman is a movie that could stand as a movie in a regular Some movies now that we got that superhero movies, they just fighting just to fight in every other scene because they can do it and they got good CGI.
Yeah.
I like the story of what like it. I like those type of movies. Like I know we all make fun of the older Marvel and X-Men movies because they couldn't do much, but it also was a story. Like X2 had a good story. We didn't need to have a fight scene every 5 minutes.
You're right. I do agree with you on that.
So, because like I can't even lie to you. I love Civil War, and I'm not saying it's a bad movie or anything, but there is fight scenes where they just fighting just to fight in some.
Exactly. It's just to show off what we got here. That's basically what it is. So I enjoy that aspect of it. I'm glad you brought that up. When it comes to me, I'm going into it's right under a nerdgasm for me, but I got like it's like a BB plus, which my rank would be. I will definitely buy this on physical media. So that is definitely a B. So guys, for listeners on the YouTube version, make sure you guys go out there and check out Superman. Let us know what you like. No spoilers. And we will be right back in there for spoilers. But I think it was a good time, a good movie. James Gunn, I appreciate you. It's in your hands. Take us to the promised land, James Gunn.